Welcome to the Full Vantage Podcast. We're not going to take long on this intro, but this is Sam Engel Sullivan. You know, if she's rocking 3 names, she's a real one, because you don't carry that kind of weight with 3 names without being a real one. So there's going to be a lot of weight with her words, because she is so strong in all the ways. And that's what we're going to be hitting. We're going to be talking about all things her, specifically paired with the Physical Culture Club. There's not, take out the, and it's just Physical Culture Club actually. So sorry about that. Physical Culture Club is a really unique gym that is really meaningful to me, even personally, in Denver, and located at Nurture. And there's a lot of special things coming out of that gym and happening in that gym when it comes to community, people getting stronger, advancing. She, actually, what is your title?
It's a great question. My title is General Manager.
I was about to say, you're the GM.
Club. I'm the GM, baby.
Oh, Physical Culture Club, which is really cool. So we're going to be talking about, I believe all of the through lines of this conversation are going to be around strength, but I think before you can get strong, you need to know how weak you actually are. And so we're going to talk about a lot of real stuff. I'll bring a bunch of things that I'm just thinking through, even me personally. So I am pumped.
I'm pumped
for this conversation. And we're going to get interrupted by the best barista friend human in the world. Molly's going to come in and bring us some coffee in a second. But that's kind of what good conversations are wrapped around, you know?
A cup of Joe.
Yeah. Okay. So how long have you lived here in Denver? Just real quick. I actually don't know this question.
I have been in Denver for about 4 years now.
4?
4.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And where'd you move from?
We moved from Cincinnati, Ohio, so Midwest to out west.
Are you a Bengals fan?
I am, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Yeah,
tough. That was Monday night game this week.
Ugh.
Right? Yeesh. It was this Monday.
It was.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're a Cincinnati fan.
Yes.
Give us a little bit of the background of you. So, Sam, you're here. You're a GM of Physical Culture Club. You train people. You're a foodie. Give us some other aspects that make you you.
Yeah, so I am a certified personal trainer and manage a group of wonderful coaches and instructors in my current role. I have a background in public health and worked in clinical research for about 5 years. Wonderful job, wonderful people, but was looking for a little bit more like personal touch, more community. And I really wanted to, I've always known inherently I want to help people. And it just took me a little bit of paving the journey to figure out how I want to do that. So that is ultimately what brought me to coaching, fitness, and kind of even evolving that into habit building and goal setting and a little more of the like mental aspect of coaching as well. So it brings me so much joy to build community around fitness and wellness, and I'm just grateful to be in a place that's so well-rounded like Nurture.
I love that. Molly, it's okay. You can bring it over here. You're good. We were just talking about you, actually.
Calling in Molly.
Yeah, we were saying how amazing you are.
Best barista, best general manager in Denver.
Okay, so Molly, what is your favorite aspect of Sam?
My favorite.
Take the mic. Go ahead. You're good.
Good enough?
That's great.
My favorite thing about Sam is one of the most uplifting spirits that is in my life and that I've met in my 35 years. And just in a very authentic way. Like she always has a smile on her face and just, I am someone who wears her heart on her sleeve, and you can read my emotionality in a text message. And sometimes that's not uplifting, but it's honest and vulnerable, and there's beauty in that. But especially for a personality like mine, someone like Sam is really healing for me, because she just brings about this energy that's very grounded and earthy and positive and optimistic. Even when I can tell she's like not having the best day, there's still this element to her personality that just glows with a little bit of like love and light no matter what. And that's necessary in all spaces, and especially our space here. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, we got to give a. We can't miss the moment to have Molly on. We just got to keep doing that
Molly's
until
next.
she agrees to join in. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so as you think about why you're doing what you're doing, and even just what Molly said, like that's really encouraging to you. But I really wanted her to share that, because I want people to understand, and I want us to even begin this conversation on you're not just talking about it, you are trying to be about it, which is huge for you and for us and for what you're doing. But where does fitness come from for you? Because that's a really unique and specific route, and it probably took a while to figure it out.
Yes. I was just going to say, I love the question. I think the answer has evolved over the years. But fitness for me started, from a young age. I was always, I grew up in a very active family, lots of sports. We were always on the road for some sort of tournament, it felt like, when I think about my childhood. And I love that. I think I have a lot of values instilled from team sports that I love. But I lost a lot of that after high school. I didn't play a sport in college, and really lost like physical activity as a value in my life. And after college, I kind of reemerged into a more like present space and who I was as a person. And during COVID, actually,
Ooh, come on.
this is always where fun stuff comes from.
Yes,
During
I agree.
COVID, my husband and I purchased a knockoff Peloton called a Mix. And I had not really worked out and been active in years. And so I was really excited about this new purchase and this new journey we were kind of heading on. And this little bike gave me so much joy. And just like seeing these virtual instructors and how they held themselves and their energy, I was like, that's how I envision myself helping people. So as silly as it is, that really inspired me to take the next step into what's now my career. So after that, I ended up within COVID doing a certified personal training program and learned a little bit more about anatomy and other realms of public health that I hadn't really touched on in my education. And that's what brought me, when I did that certificate, I look back and it was a big investment for me, and I had no intentions of doing anything with it. It's so funny to think about, because I was just like, I'm just going to do this. I'm working in a corporate job. I sit at a desk. I manage people, and was happy with that. And then this journey out to Denver, actually for my husband's school, is kind of where it all became real. So I found a gym that I loved. I was in a community of people who I felt that I was really aligned with and was able to support in a reciprocal way. So they were supporting me, I was supporting them, and like 2 months later, I was coaching there. I just dove right into that community, loved everything about it, and made it like a huge, pillar of like who I am. And so that is kind of my journey back into fitness.
Okay, that's very not normal.
Not normal?
I don't think that's normal at all. And I think that's amazing. Okay, think about this. Who does that? Who gets a certificate like that and takes the time to do that when the path is already laid out? Hey, you got this corporate job. You're already doing this. Why would you? Can you talk more about that? Because I love that you even said this isn't this. I wasn't trying to make this my job. What was it that made you do that?
I think there was a certain level of feeling really stagnant in the role I was in. At that time, I was pretty fresh out of college. I was working this job, supporting my husband who's in school, and I'm just kind of thinking about like, what does my career hold for me? I never put too much thought into it beyond like pursuing an education I was really interested in, and then finding a job that fell into that field. And so I was just almost like passively living my life as far as how generally we're expected to travel along this road. You graduate college or finish school, oftentimes people get married, have kids, things like that. So I think I was following this guidebook that has been built out as a society, and was living with that, and everything was like pretty solid. So I didn't see a huge need to disrupt that pattern. But I'm very glad that, oddly enough, I just did. And it's so bizarre to think about, because I'm like, why did I do that? Like it financially wasn't like a really great decision for me to invest in myself in that moment. Obviously it has paid off, but it just like didn't make sense. And, the universe and the world works in a very special way for a reason.
Sure.
Yeah. Does that help answer the question? I think I tangented.
No. You didn't tangent. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, use the word stagnant, and then used this concept that you just shared. It didn't seem like investing in myself was worth the cost. But I think your mind has been changed on that.
Totally.
Tell me how.
Different places of life, certainly. I think my mind has changed because it's given me a career where I have so much joy, and I come into work and, there are hard days in any career, and I walk away at the end of the day and feel so filled up that I've like impacted other people in a positive way. And I think there are days where certainly that's harder to see and feel than others. But this is such a wonderful, lighthearted space that we're in of fitness. It doesn't have to be so scary and heavy all the time. And I'm just really grateful, like, to be in a place where if I'm stressed out, it's because I want to take it even to like a higher level. It's not so much that it's a dire issue in my career. It's that I know that we can elevate people's experience in their lives and make it even better for them.
Okay, so if somebody doesn't want to invest in themselves and they don't see that it seems worth it, how would you convince them that it is?
I think that that's honestly a tough question, because I don't know that I've fully answered it myself. But if you can't bet on yourself, then there's somewhere to like look. There's some rooted cause that like we can work on to find why. But betting on yourself is always going to be like, you always have yourself. You're always going to be there for yourself. This is the one constant in your life. And while there's obviously variables to how we change and grow, this is it. This is your one body. This is your vessel. This is your mind, your spirit. You gotta bet on yourself. You have to invest in yourself, even if it feels like a stretch. And I think, of course, we can be intentional about how we invest in ourselves, not willy-nilly. But if I always go back personally, I'm a big gut feeling person. Like I truly am. I feel like a strong authority from my gut. Like gut feelings for me are very authentic, and I think I fought through them, in younger years, and now I kind of buy into them. Like if my gut is telling me I need to lean a certain way, I'm sold. And I think that goes to say, when you do invest in yourself, you bring a little self-trust. You're like, okay, we did this. We're doing the dang thing. Let's go.
Yeah. I love that you felt that you had that compelling to do that. I think people have a lot of dreams, wishes, goals, but you were unsatisfied, or I can't remember, what was the exact word? Do you remember the exact word you?
Stagnant.
Stagnant was the word.
Yes.
You were stagnant personally, but your stagnation was coming from a place of serving, of where it's like, I'm serving my husband, trying to help him and us get through his schooling, which is beautiful, like a beautiful thing. But then you started creating from that place of serving, and you serving him realized, oh, I'm getting a little stagnant myself. How can I work on me as I serve him? So you're developing yourself and you're wanting to grow. And then you're like, hey, this is an area that I would like to grow in, just for me personally. Right. I'm not even thinking that this is a career. And so what if that's even just the start of this life that we're looking for? What if somebody is stagnant, they have this thing that's providing for you, your husband, or a family, or other people that rely on you, and you're like, hey, I'm going to keep doing this thing, but on the side, I'm going to start investigating these gut feelings that I have, because maybe it could just be simply good for me. That's probably a good question. Is this good for me? But then also, does it get me to where I want to go? That's not always the case. We don't always have this vision of this grand. No. You didn't think that this was how it was going to look like.
No.
When you started, you weren't even thinking Denver.
Right.
But now here we are. And I think that's the type of momentum that we can have in our individual lives if we simply pursue growth.
Absolutely.
Growth. Okay, so as you pursue this growth target, by the way, don't let that get cold.
I know, don't let that set.
Don't let that get cold. You can hold that. And what'd you get? What'd you get?
We got a whole milk latte.
Oh, perfect. Whole milk. Come on. Cheers to you. Cheers. I love that. Oh, let's go. Okay, so back to growth. Have you ever shared your story like you're sharing it right now?
I really have not. Okay. Definitely have not in a public forum. I think I've had individuals. I love mentorship, and I've had certain individuals who I've seen a lot of my younger self in. And so when certain opportunities have arisen, I've kind of shared like, hey, 4 years ago, I couldn't public speak in front of people. And I get up in the past, I've gotten up in front of people at Red Rocks, 60 people, and led them through classes. So it is hard to be that bigger version of yourself. But overall, I haven't shared on a bigger stage, I would say.
Yeah. When you've had to take steps to sharing your journey, steps to sharing your story, what is it, as you look back, that led you to take those leaps? Are there aspects, maybe even just if you thought of 2 or 3, what are aspects that gave you the courage? Because a lot of people don't understand how courage works, and a lot of people may even struggle with that word, but you have a lot of it. So where does courage come from for you?
I think courage comes from like the desire of what you want to be, that higher self, or that higher, like bigger version of yourself that you want to become. I think that is kind of what fuels courage. But I might also argue, when I think back on where I was, is that I don't know that in those moments I felt like I had courage. I think it's that like, you just got to do it scared type situation, and betting on yourself, like you brought up, a really great point. Having like the self-trust that you got to get uncomfortable to ultimately reach the goals that you're after. So I think there's a lot. I mean, with courage, I would say self-talk comes into play a lot, and making sure the way that like your internal dialogue speaks. Of course, we all have a little inner critic, but I think it's really important to be able to like consciously in your headspace encourage yourself and truly believe in yourself, to feel that empowered like courage feeling, if that makes sense.
Who taught you this? Where did you learn this?
Who taught me this? I think it's learned experience. I don't know that anyone taught me this.
That's unique. Mm-hmm. Because that gives you that means you're very aware.
Very aware. I think I will say, while courage wasn't necessarily something I can think was like taught to me in a tactile way as a child, just like the way my parents held themselves and their work ethic, I think is the reason for I am the way I am in a lot of different ways. And so definitely, my dad owned a small business and started it during the recession. So I think that I look at that now as an adult and I'm like, well, if that can happen, we can do it all. We can all have everything we want.
That shouldn't have happened.
Right.
We should not have been successful in that.
Totally.
So you were in an environment where other people maybe not have been teaching that to you, but they were reflecting the possibilities.
Totally. And even leading by example, not so much, it's an unspoken thing. It was just the body language, the behaviors, the way that they lived that instilled like my work ethic in me, which I'm really proud of.
Work ethic, what is it to you?
Work ethic to me, how it looks to me is different than I think how it looks to a lot of people, but
I could tell. I want to hear it.
Work ethic is really just one's, in my opinion, it's one's standard and their process for what work is to them. I mean, we all have different versions of work. I think we have our careers. I think we have work we do at the house, parenting, things like that. I would say it's your approach and even your attitude to how you navigate those different realms.
So you live by that?
I do.
Okay, so if you say, here's the Sam work ethic code. That's kind of fun. What would you say, hey, okay, here's some aspects of the work ethic that Sam, that you want to carry and you want people to see. Like Molly, when she was in here, she sees a work ethic of authenticity and care and enthusiasm and realness that you're trying to pour into others. Like I could, she's painting this picture that is something that you're very intentional with, and you're doing it purposefully because you do care.
Right.
This is a big deal to you. Your life is a big deal to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I think that's how we should live. We should live as if our life does matter, because it does.
It does.
It genuinely does, which allows us to say, hey, I'm going to take this risk because my life matters and there's a reward when it comes to making a difference. That is the reward in a lot of ways. Okay, so Sam's work ethic code. Paint that picture.
I think the biggest thing is, super small, super cliche, not small, more so just it sounds less impactful than it is, but showing up as your best self, and certainly we all have days and certainly we all are going through personal things, but I think there's a very, it's like walking a tightrope of you want to be able to authentically show up and show that you're a human being, you have empathy, you have things going on. And we're here to, for me, my job is to encourage people, empower them, support them however they need to be met. So sometimes that is from more of an authentic, like, oh, I hear that you're going through something difficult. I've experienced something similar. And on the flip side of that, there's a level of professionalism to it too. So I think that's something in my work code ethic, or my work ethic code, that is just the balance of professionalism and authenticity, and bringing both to the occasion.
Hold on, because yes, people say it. I don't think a lot of people live by it. And then there's the critic that says, yeah, but you're just being fake.
That's a very real thing in this field, I would say. And even people, the term toxic positivity gets thrown around. I think my approach to that is I am always trying to be better at finding gratitude in the present moment, the present day, what I have going on right now. And yes, there again, some days I do have to put on more of like a little pep than maybe how I'm feeling or what I've been going through. But that pep is coming from a place of, I get to do this job. I get to come to work and move my body and laugh with people and wear athleisure. Like, it doesn't have to be that bad. And I've found a lot of value, the fake thing I totally hear and can recognize, but I do find a lot of value in pulling myself up by my bootstraps when I am feeling bad and showing up for people the way that I know they deserve. And that genuinely propels me into a better headspace and a better mood and a better energy for the rest of my day and week.
So why does that get tossed around, do you think? Because I have been called toxic positive, and so I have some thoughts on that for sure. But also, like, so when that's thrown around and you have, we don't want to fake it till we make it, because that's also a cliche that's very real. So how do you balance that?
I would just like to say for everyone listening, if you think that Trevor is toxic positivity, you're wrong. He is a beam of sunshine, and that's just who he is. And if you aren't a part of it, you got to witness it. So sorry. But I think your question was more around how to not just fake it till you make it. Like, how do we actually put this into action? That's a great question. I think it's evolved for me in how I've coached, because there certainly have been times where I have felt like I'm faking it till I make it, which is never a good feeling, because it's not from the place of like what your why is. I want to be authentic for people, so I don't want to be faking it. I think how to put it into action in your life is a gratitude practice. Honestly, I found that to be extremely helpful. I try to do it every morning, because we talk about headspace so much in our work. And when you're in a negative headspace, when you have several things going wrong or things aren't going in your right direction, it's easy to just see that, tunnel vision. This is bad, work's been really hard, my family life, I feel like I'm not able to balance. And when that's the thought pattern that you're having, that's the path of least resistance in your mind. So you're just running it back on repeat, and it's easy to get in that echo chamber, I think. And I've had it myself, even in recent months, where I've caught myself in that headspace. And the gratitude practice for me has just been, yes, these things can be true. Life is hard, and look at all these amazing things that it's not so much we take for granted, but that have in a wonderful, wonderful way become so like second nature to us that we don't even acknowledge them sometimes. And so coming back to gratitude in very, very small things, that practice has been really beneficial for how I show up.
Okay, here's what I hear you saying, because I love this. I hear you saying just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean you have to stay there.
Absolutely.
It doesn't. And so your feelings are important, and they're very real, and it's really valuable to acknowledge them. And that doesn't mean they determine who you are.
Correct.
And so your feelings don't have to be your identity.
Absolutely.
Which is really important. Because you identify yourself as, hey, I'm going to show up for people. I'm going to be both a professional, and I'm going to be very real. And I'm not going to say that this isn't real for me. And some days I'm going to let the realness come out in a struggle, and let people know that, hey, I'm struggling, but I'm still going to show up in this way as a good coach, as a pro, as as somebody who's trying to add to people's lives and serve and help. And I'm going to do this, and I may not feel exactly the way that I want to feel, but that's not going to determine who I am.
Totally.
And so what I hear you saying is you're separating who you are from how you feel. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And both can exist in a really beautiful way.
Totally. I think on paper, and when people meet me and describe me, they would say positive. And I love that. Yeah. And we all have our things. We all have life. And so I'm very okay with acknowledging when things are hard. I think one interesting thing in the fitness field too is people almost plug that like toxic positivity, for lack of a better term, into the workouts. And, you know, you're doing like ring dips and people are like, yes, this is great. This is so good. You're amazing. You're crushing it. And that's not always the case. Ring dips are really hard. And so that's like one thing. And I've heard mixed feedback on it, but I stay the course on it because by saying like ring dips it's going to be great. They're hard. Yeah. You got this. Like it's good. That doesn't feel authentic to me, as opposed to me being like, hey, listen, we're going to do ring dips today. I know they're hard and I personally can't do that many. And it's going to be really challenging for each and every one of you to, wherever you're at in your journey, try this. And so, yeah, the toxic positivity thing's real. We have to encourage people to do hard things. And we can definitely acknowledge when, like, things are just what they are, like, factually. A ring dip is hard.
Yeah. I think it's toxic when we don't talk about or understand reality.
Yeah, I like that.
And so we can still be positive and understand reality at the same time, and be real. And I think that's very helpful. Okay, that's just one. All right, so give me the title of one again.
Be showing up as the best version of yourself.
Yes, showing up as the best version of yourself. Sorry, I was like...
That's okay. We
got
in it.
Okay,
it
one,
good.
Showing up as the best version of yourself. What's two?
Two, this is something from my dad, and it's not a direct quote, but essentially, to synthesize, don't half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing, and just like give yourself to where you're giving yourself, and don't try to be all these things. That's like a big comparison thing for sure, I think, is when we're trying to become all these different things to elevate ourselves. But be present in what you're working on, give it everything you got, finish it, move on to the next. Like, and certainly we're all multitasking all the time, and that's very warranted at times, but it's more so just truly giving your best effort and product to what it is that you're dedicated to. Yeah.
Do you think people have too many options?
Oh, too many choices, for sure. Mike and I talk about this sometimes.
What helps you get people to get out of that? Because there's also, that brings some paralysis as well, which is like too many options.
Totally.
What gets you to go, or how would you encourage somebody to learn how to go all in on one thing? Or the thing?
The thing. I picture the thing being like my work, but I do think it plays into like different goals you may have. May it be like training for a race, or you want to step up how you're showing up for your family, things like that. I think it's just action sometimes, because we do have literally a million options, and at a certain point you can think about what's the best option. This is a Mike thing for sure. I'll give him credit. What's the best option, or what's going to be just good enough? And sometimes just good enough is okay. Just taking that first step gives you the momentum to become all the things that you're trying to be. But we get so caught up in like, what is going to be, like, I think it's kind of a consumer thing, but what is the perfect product for me? What is the perfect option for me? And that's great that those things exist, but sometimes you just got to put your boots to the ground and go, I think.
Do you think getting somebody to go or take action, one of the best things you can do is set a goal and a time frame.
I love goal setting.
Yes.
I love goal setting.
Yes.
I think yes to goal setting. And also, if I can like trace back
Please.
to what I was saying with taking action, easier said than done for sure. I made that sound like just do it, which it's harder to do than what you can think, what you can just say. I think something that's been helpful for me when I work with clients one-on-one is having them go back to like their values. Like, why is it that you want to show up differently for your family? And kind of like coming into the root cause of things a little bit more, helping them understand their why. Why do you even want to take this action? Will help you make a more informed choice, in my opinion.
Is there a big goal that you have right now?
Big goal. That's tough. We as a team here have been training for a 50K.
There you go.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that before?
I've never done it before. I've never run a race before. Yeah. And I, by nature, would not call myself a runner, but I think we can all become things if we put our minds to it.
Why do you want to do a physical feat that you've never done before?
I think that it sounds fun. Honestly, what I've come back to a lot is this is going to be fun. I love to be outside in nature. I also really love the idea of just trail running in general. Like, it's very therapeutic for me. I don't feel a huge pressure on pace, which I love, but I want to do it to remind myself that I can do hard things and that it's a choice to do certain hard things. We all face challenges in our lives that aren't always optional. This is optional, and I'm choosing to do it, and it's going to be great.
It really is going to be great.
Yeah.
It is. So as you think about, maybe we'll just do one more. What's one more like Sam work ethic code?
Work ethic code number 3 is going to just be clear and authentic communication. So very simple, can apply to everyone, but really just, and even I would add proactive too, clear, authentic, proactive communication. I haven't always been a very proactive person, and I've been on the side of being reactive. I've been behind on things for work and things like that, and it feels really heavy when that's happening. But what I've found as I've pushed myself, had the courage to become proactive, is that everything is just so much smoother when you just talk about it. In-person communication, in-person conversations, they're the best.
Why does it frustrate you the most when people don't communicate clearly? Or when you don't communicate clearly?
I think it frustrates me the most when I don't communicate clearly, is that the intention of what maybe I was trying to do was lost. And whereas if I can say, hey, I'm going to take your class today because I want you to be able to coach on Saturday, like me having that conversation with you and giving the why behind it, I think I always like to know the why. I think other humans like to know the why and the rationale. When people know your intention, it just makes for a better rapport on a team, I think.
Help us communicate better then.
Help you communicate better.
Yes. Help everyone listening. Help us communicate better on an individual level, because that's what I hear.
Totally.
You're trying to build a team. You're trying to impact people. You're a great trainer, and you want someone to develop. I'm struggling to get them to understand what I'm trying to do with them. I'm struggling to help people understand, or I'm struggling to give them the why, or I'm struggling. Give us your pitch on, hey, look, you need to apply these things when it comes to your communication style. This could help.
Totally. I would say in communication style, acknowledgement is a huge thing. So if, you ask me to do something, me simply acknowledging it gives you so much. I mean, it gives you, we already have trust, which is great, but okay, Sam's got it, she's on it. And that eliminates the need for you to follow up on it because A, didn't respond, and B, you're like, is this happening? I'm not sure. And then B, like beyond acknowledgement, I think providing progress updates is always helpful, and just like keeping people in the know of like what you're up to. Of course, we can overdo this for sure. Hey, right now I'm working on sending out a late cancellation fee. If I did that to Kelly, she would lose her mind and be like, okay, I don't need a play-by-play. But I think that like chiming in, just giving these like small updates, progress checks, being ahead of, like I said, proactive is the best way just to build trust, build rapport, and then keep things streamlined so that we're not constantly like, oh yeah, whatever happened to that task that I asked Trevor to do? I don't need to follow up. You're already on it. You told me you got 50% done, and that's great.
That's a really good word. Proactiveness is really good. Also, the reason I love the proactive, because that's been really helpful for a lot of people that are in my life too. It's, hey, I don't know where we are on this. Or, hey, just a heads up, I don't want you to think that I'm late for just because I don't care. Here's I'm going to be late because of this reason, or
sure,
I've got this problem or this issue. It's like, I feel like most people are understanding.
Totally.
And so, especially if we can have better communication, then it's like, oh, if I'm proactive in what I'm thinking, seeing, feeling, well, we will actually have a better relationship, and it actually keeps trust. Even if you can't follow through, it keeps trust because it is the truth.
Right.
And I'm being proactive with it instead of reactive. Totally. Where it's like, okay, they're going to follow up with me, or they're frustrated with me. It's like, let's get ahead of that. There still may be some frustration or some struggle, but let's just re-evaluate what's possible there.
Totally. And it's like a little bit of that is like just controlling the narrative too. It's not that the deadline was Friday and the person in charge followed up with you. It's that you reached out Thursday afternoon and said, hey, things have shifted. I haven't been able to get to this. And that is a quality in a leader that I think is really valuable. Like owning, you got to own when you mess up. That's a big thing. That's another work ethic thing. We don't have to go into it, but
no,
you got to own your mistakes.
Yes, own the mistake.
Yeah.
And what I found is when you own the mistake and you're more frustrated with yourself than the people that were relying on you, only one person can be in the angry boat or the frustration boat. So it allows them to be like, hey, it's okay. Instead of you be like, hey, it's okay. Well, then they're going to get in the angry boat.
Right.
And
Ooh,
so
I like that.
Yeah. And so like not everyone can be in that boat.
Right.
Only one person at a time. And so that's a really helpful way to look at it. I love that. We got Sam's work ethic code. I think that's really valuable though, because that helps us understand what you're after. Because you're helping us communicate better. You're helping us think through going actually all in on the things that are in our lives. And then you at the end of the day, you're saying, hey, the best version of yourself is going to lead you to the best version of the life that you want.
Totally.
What about that?
Ooh.
You just gave us a work ethic.
I mean, you synthesized that
beautifully. You
beautifully.
just gave us such a good work ethic code. Because you could go a bunch of different routes on work ethic. And people do all the time.
Right.
But I love that. Man, that's really encouraging. And as you think about Physical Culture Club, okay, and as you think about being the GM of that, what is your aim? Because this is new. How old is it, actually?
Physical Culture Club opened in May, so a little over 6 months.
A little over 6 months. And how's it been going? Well, first off, what is it? How's it been going? And how are you thinking about the community that you're building?
Yeah. Physical Culture Club has been going great. It is a really great community and membership that in the Denver area, of course. And this is like a really holistic approach to wellness. So we have a fitness, we have 2 different spaces where we have yoga, mobility, Pilates, and then we have a strength and conditioning space, which Trevor and I work in and rock. We also have recovery. We have a wonderful cafe that is super nourishing and supports your body in that way. We have co-working space. We have 60 providers upstairs, all of like a holistic modality of health and wellness. So what we have going on here is really the whole package. And it's so funny to think about because I always was so puzzled as to why this never existed. And we have some amazing people here, Kelly, Peter, Mike, who made this all happen. And we have an amazing little community we're growing right now. So things have been going great. We are building a really, really amazing crew of people from all different neighborhoods of Denver and different fields, and just building that community. It's so underrated how big community is in our overall health. I think COVID kind of showed us that, right? But I love to see the way that all of these humans interact, and it gives me so much joy. And as Trevor knows, I can come here for a work day and get absolutely nothing done because I'm just talking to people and learning about them. And
that's getting everything done.
It is. It's extremely productive for what we're trying to do here, which is help people better themselves, help them come into that best version of themselves, and provide them with an amazing group of people to do it with. And we've done that so far, absolutely. And we are continuing to grow. We're super excited about that. Yeah, did that?
Okay, so describe the perfect person for Physical Culture Club.
The perfect humans for Physical Culture Club, I love to think about this as we are for everyone. Like, we really are for everyone. Our fitness, you can come in and have no understanding of weightlifting, and you're going to be with some of the best coaches in Denver, really in the country, who are going to help you learn and upgrade your physical literacy. So that's a big part of our vision, is kind of scaling up everyone's physical literacy. So there's so much information going around about health, wellness, fitness, diet, things like that. And we're here to quiet the noise and also bring what's important to the forefront. It doesn't have to be as difficult as what you see on the internet. It can really be simple, and that's what we're here to do. And also we have all of these, like I said, recovery, co-working, the providers upstairs, the cafe, all of these things that are going to nourish and really, from like a well-rounded perspective, elevate you. So the perfect person can be anyone, but I really think the key demographic for what we want in our community is someone who wants to be a little bit find that better version of themselves. I keep coming back to that, but if you are someone who's looking to learn and grow, you want self-improvement, you're in. You don't need to be anything else. Just come as you are.
I think that's key, though. Mm-hmm. Not everyone's looking for self-improvement.
It's true.
A lot of people are trying to keep the status quo.
Yep.
Keep I just want to manage what I have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine, and that's good.
Right.
But if you are truly trying to upgrade, and you're truly trying to get to that next level, or you do have a dream, or you do want to go somewhere, I think that let's get better together is a huge invite, because if you're wanting to get better, it does take a team. Totally. It does take a community, because you ultimately become the people that you surround yourself with. So let's get you surrounded so that you just will inevitably become that better version of yourself, which is so much more fun, because then it's not all on you.
Right.
Because then you're not having to come up with everything or figure it all out on your own. You're like, oh man, I got people for this. I got a space for this. I got a community for this, which I think is is a huge deal. Yes, for everyone. And there's someone who needs and is ready to take that next step and is looking for that kind of high quality community that's for them.
Totally.
Which is a game changer.
Yeah. We have it here and it's awesome. And I think even more like to fine tune, of course, like self-improvement. Many people are after that. If you're interested in that, this is the place to do it. And this is a very intentional place to do it. I think there is so much happening in the wellness space that it's like that decision paralysis we talked about, where there's so many options for a gym, a recovery space, a mental health counselor, a space to eat. Like, it can feel overwhelming. We are super proud of the fact that everything here is so intentional. There are not things. This chair is so intentional, and you know it too. And everything that has been put into this space is with love and like the vision of helping people be who they want to be. Our programming, our food, our people who provide for us upstairs, it's really well thought out. And coming from such a warm place of like, this is who we want to be, and we want you to be in on it.
And that's really cool, because the invite is we just want you to be in on it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
We want you to be in on it because we want you to find your people, but also to you help the community get better if your aim is to do that.
Yes.
Or when your aim becomes that. Okay, so as you think about, you have a big goal. It's this month. You're running a 50K this month.
We are running a 50K this month.
Yes.
Yes.
We are. That's really important.
We
are. We're not.
Yeah,
doing
not
this
solo.
We're
No. No.
which is really big. As you look at the future, what does it look like a year from now for you?
The future a year from now for me is a continued, I guess, like trajectory of self-improvement. That's something I really love, and I think it's really important to acknowledge you're happy with who you are in the present moment, and there are things that I want to be better at. I want to be a better provider at helping people goal set and build habits. I want to be a little more hands-on with that. So a year from now, I hope to have built out kind of some rough outlines and processes to help people understand that and get them to where they want to go outside of just fitness. So some of the mental barricades that pop up for people. Let's see, what else? I hope to still be as happy with running as I am now, because I really have I've started to understand why people love this, and I did not love it. I just hated it at the beginning, and it's a very real reminder of the highs and lows, and some days are great and some days are really hard, and at the end of the day you're still like getting to your desired results. So I guess it's just a very nice analogy for like, enjoy the journey. Okay, it's tough sometimes, other times it's amazing, and I love that duality of it. Honestly, I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I understand why people love running. And I never thought I would say that, because truly 3 years ago, I could not run a mile uninterrupted. So we're very happy with where we are, and we're going to keep that rolling into the next year.
Well, I do know this. If you don't keep it tuned, you're running, you will get to a point of where you know that you used to love it, but it gets hard again.
Yeah.
And so to stay consistent in it, to keep it tuned, you just have to kind of keep at it, which I think is a lot of the things that we value in life.
Yeah.
Is that if we don't stay tuning or managing or working through or working on, what's hard is that we won't be able to keep it around or have it. And we will talk about days where we used to love, but now we don't. And I don't think anyone actually loves running from the start.
Fair.
Now they have learned to love it, and so now they do, so they have forgotten the moment where they didn't.
Totally.
But like sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long. But I don't think you ever really love it from the start, but you love what it brings. You love where it gets you. You love what happens to your mind, or your body, or your life. And I think it's a really valuable. There would be people that would be like, argue with me on that. But I could get them to a point of where it's like, hey, but yes, there are days where you don't love it.
Right.
And it's like, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But because we have a why that's way bigger than this moment, we see through that.
Totally.
So
spoken like a true runner. Trevor's an excellent runner.
I don't think I'm a runner. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. Who knows? Gosh, it's so good. Thank you for sitting down.
Thank you. This has been amazing.
With me. As you think about Physical Culture Club and your life and the conversation that we've had here, this is really meaningful. What would as you look back in maybe another decade, what would the title of the book be of this last decade?
Oh,
10 years from now, what's the title going to be?
That is such a great question. I think the title of this chapter would be oh, that's so hard. I feel like I need like days to stew on this, but for the sake of time, I think that enjoy the process comes up, and I could definitely evolve that. But my quick answer is like enjoying the process, I guess. Because yeah, just like I feel like it's been a major theme of this conversation with running, with, navigating throughout your career and life. There are going to be really high peaks, and there are going to be some valleys where you're wondering, what am I doing? There's imposter syndrome. There's all of these things that can come up. But what I take away from this chapter is that we shall prevail. It's like we will finish where we wanted, and sometimes you just have to be in it.
I heard some good leadership advice. I think he was the Secretary of State at the time, but I was listening to him give leadership advice, and he said, do your job, take care of your team, and don't worry about the next job.
That's simplified.
Which is helpful, because if you do the first two, you won't have to worry about the last one.
Exactly.
You won't have to worry about where you're headed. Mm-hmm. If you can take care of what you've been given now really well, which goes back to your work ethic. All of your work ethics were in the present day. Mm-hmm. I can control that in the next 24 hours. From giving it all I have, to really good and proactive comms, to being the best version of myself.
Yeah.
Which makes sense that that's the title of this chapter, because the next will take care of itself if I enjoy and get the most out of where I am and what I'm doing.
That's really well said. Yeah, I think it's harder in today's world to be present than anything else. And the stark difference I've seen, because I've lived a very unpresent, not super intentional life at times. And when you see the difference between truly being conscious, present, and like grounded in the moment, everything works better. Everything is more harmonious. So I love that.
Last question. What type of leader do you want to be?
I want to be a leader through my actions. I think that it's very important to me to, when I have a team or when I am leading a group, that they see that what they're doing is something I'm very bought into. And truly, I guess, just actions speak louder than words, another cliche, but there are a lot of leaders who say, can kind of talk the talk and not always walk the walk. And that's always something, as I've had teams and people I manage and mentor, I want them to know I'm down here doing the hard work with you too. And I take a lot of pride in that. There are certainly times for delegation and such, but just lead by action. Yeah.
Okay, I said it was the last question. I'm not going to ask another one. I'm not going to ask you to answer another one.
It's a statement.
Yeah, I would love for you to give a statement. I would love for you to give a final statement for me and for everyone, where you maybe put your best coach hat on and you share, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm struggling to live a life of action, where I'm struggling to be proactive, be the best version of myself, and really give it all that I have. But I'm distracted, I'm struggling, and I have a difficult time communicating where I am, where I want to go, or what's going on inside me. I want you to speak to that person, or speak to me, to help me begin to take a step. What would you say to me?
That's a whole session. But I think it's really important to think about, where are we going? Where do you want to get to? And why are we feeling this way right now? And that can, again, guide us as to how we make our decisions. But I think if I had to give an empowering statement more so, is that what you're looking for? I think that I would come back to saying something like...
Ooh, go ahead. Let's put it there.
Let it rip.
Yeah.
Let it rip.
Here's why. I need to hear this from you today.
Okay.
And I'm really close to you. Let's just say I'm even your best friend. I want you to speak to me as if that scenario is real for me right now.
Okay.
And I want you to reveal to everyone what a proactive communicator will do for someone that's really struggling.
Yeah. I can see that what you've been going through has been really difficult, and I've had moments that feel similar, and so I can relate and feel to what you've been through, and I know the incredible person who you are deep down and who you have been and become in your life. And I know that when you step into a mindset of being more empowered, more on a positive spin, that you make a huge difference in hundreds, thousands of people's lives. And so that person's in there. It's just pivoting where your mind is at. It's pivoting how your internal dialogue is right now to get you to that place, to who you truly are at your core. You help people.
And I imagine you would say something like that to anybody. You would meet them where they are. You would, instead of talking at them, stand next to them or sit with them. And you do a great job at that.
Thank you.
Thank you for
as
doing
well.
That.
This has been so fun.
Wasn't this fun?
So fun.
Aaron, this was good, wasn't it?
So good. No food talk either.
We didn't talk any food. I'm so sorry.
I thought you were gonna.
Would you like to do a little quick bonus thought on food? Would you like to?
I mean, I'm here.
Okay, bonus concept.
Speed round.
Sam's a foodie, and we just got going down such a good track on work ethic.
You have great questions.
Well, you're a great answer. It's easier if you. It's easy to ask questions if you got someone real to talk with. Okay, real quick. Food doesn't matter. Change my mind. I love that. Food doesn't matter to me. Change my mind.
Where did you get the energy to speak to me today?
I'm fasting.
You are fasting. Damn it. Well,
I
that's
ate
because
yesterday.
your body has
Yep.
stored carbohydrates and
we go.
fats from previous energy sources of food. And I think, I get on my soapbox about this. Food should be beautiful, people. Every night at dinner, it's the red carpet at my house. No, that's not true. I eat burrito bowls that look like pig slop, but they are nourishing and delicious. And this is not allowed to go anywhere but here. Okay. Aaron's like, okay.
This is definitely the bonus.
This is a
part
blooper.
of the episode. No, Austin's definitely putting this in. This is amazing. Okay. Your food does look crazy good.
Thank you. It's fun.
Why? Why do you care about food for real?
Food is an aspect of my childhood that was an outlet for creativity.
That is crazy, by the way.
What?
No one would answer that question like that.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, too deep.
How? No. Not too deep. The right amount of
Just
depth. You just said food, as a kid, food was an outlet for your creativity. You have to elaborate.
I think growing up, I had a very black and white headspace about you're either science and math minded. Did you guys ever do the thing where you cross your fingers and if your right thumb was on top, you're math brained, and if your left thumb's on top, you're literature? It's very goofy and definitely not based on any science. But I always grew up thinking I was just super logical, super I was good at math, science, things more that were just logic based. And I never let myself think that I was creative. And so I had a very creative sister. And so she was painting and ice skating and creating and dancing, things like that. And I was just she was a huge role model for me, and I was not at all confident, nor did I feel gifted in those realms. So I thought for so long in my life that I was not a creative person. And what I've found as an adult and even in later childhood as I would cook is that I am creative, and that's just kind of my way of expressing it, and I find so much joy in it, and it's a fun little project every time I'm in the kitchen. So yeah.
So we should care about what we eat.
I think you should care about what you eat from so many different aspects.
Oof.
Nutritionally,
performance,
where it's sourced from, how it looks, sometimes how it smells,
all the things.
I
love that.
Yeah.
Favorite food item as we leave. I love this bonus round. Favorite food item.
Food item.
If you had to eat one item, and that was it. I'm not talking about a last meal. But I'm talking about this is the item that you're going to make sure. If you had to eat one food item, maybe not as your whole meal, but every meal or main meals, what would it be?
My brain is going to a very nutritional
realm. I knew you were going to go super scientific.
I kind of feel like a bean.
Oh, what kind?
I'm imagining a white, like a cannellini bean right now. Fiber, protein, carb. Okay, it can satiate.
Did you see what she did? She was sitting back the whole conversation, and then we started talking about food. She moved forward. You had to change all of the hilarious.
Now I'm really passionate.
Yes, I know, right? Gosh. Oh man. Well, there we go.
Amazing. Thanks for playing. A bean.
Wow.
Preferably a couple
all beans
of beans.
Lentils?
All beans are legumes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Legume.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't even know how to spell that.
So we're no spelling bees today.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys are going to have to connect with Sam and Physical Culture Club and Everything Nurture. One place to connect with you and them.
Yes. So if you are interested in connecting, I would love to meet you and learn a little bit more about you. You can email me at sam@nurture.me, or you can check us out on Instagram. Our Physical Culture Club Instagram is run by our team. So if you're just curious and want to learn a little more, shoot us a DM.
Let's go.
Let's go.
This is Sam, Physical Culture Club /nurture. See you guys later. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was so good. That just comes naturally to you.
No.
Did you prep for this at all, or you just ripped? That was good stuff.